let's give them a title first. Let's give them a title
got
first.
one.
And then we can start to move on and talk about winning 2 titles. 1 title can be an accident, you know?
This
2
will be their
titles,
second in 3 years.
2 titles.
I don't
serious.
know.
We're talking about this
I
team.
don't know how you
Talking about this
put them
team,
over
though.
them,
Oh, that's
though.
true.
Like,
This is a different team with
it's a
Kevin
different
Durant.
team,
but
It's
even
absolutely
last year's
3
team,
titles.
73 games and they lost. I mean, these guys
You're
at least
good.
won 72, went 72
And
and 10
then
in the regular
they
season
won.
and capped it off with a championship.
Yeah.
So this team right here is
Very good.
Yeah.
This team
You
is
know,
very, very good.
We gotta-
from regular
we gotta-
season standpoint, if we're going to include
Well, you
best
guys-
team ever.
You guys, you played both versions. You played this year's version of the Warriors. You played Scottie's version of the Bulls. What is it like to be on the court against both?
Different
Compare.
rules, man. It's just
Actually,
this.
he didn't.
Well, I know, but you
I
played.
mean, I was around that. It's just different rules, though.
Okay.
I mean, that style of play, Pippen knows.
I like to think he's really old.
Yeah.
This is different, man.
He is old.
It's hard. Right.
I know it's hard
right.
to compare them in a
It's
head-to-head,
tough.
and we
It's
talk
tough.
about
And
that. But I
that's
think
what I
what's
struggle with.
interesting about this conversation that's a little more nuanced is that dynasty in the rules that you all played in,
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers dynasty in the rules it played in, this Warriors dynasty in the rules it played in. If you examine each in its own time, where do you guys think this fits in? Because again, I spent part of this morning doing an interview with Steph, and I said to him, "You are in your prime with 4 future Hall of Famers." He's like, I don't know if that's ever happened before in that way for this long, what they're locked into for this long a time.
Well, I mean, I look back when LeBron joined Miami. You know, we all thought they were going to go on a historic run of winning, you know,
Not one, not
right.
two.
We
4 in a
thought,
row.
right? They
4 in
won
a row.
4 straight,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they only won 2 of those championships. So, I mean, we really can't predict the future of what's going to happen with this team. But this is one of the greatest teams I've ever seen. To crown them as the best team, I can't give them that.
Right. You guys have to see the rings. You got to see the hardware.
Got to get them.
Yeah, I mean, they're the greatest team in this era.
Right.
And I don't like comparing teams to different eras because the rules of the game
Were
are
all different.
totally
Absolutely.
different.
Right.
Today's game is built on perimeter playing, shooting the 3 ball.
It
You
benefits
go back
the
and
team.
look at when the Bulls played in our era.
But you were built
If
for that.
you
They're
take-
built for this. You're built
Exactly,
for
so you can't compare us.
that. You can compare it within era. They're built for
It's
this
lot
in a way
more-
that's really
it's
exceptional.
a lot easier for these guys.
So do you think it's easier to be a good team now than it was back in the day?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It is because you
Yeah.
can put superstars like this together now.
I was gonna
It
say,
wasn't-
'cause the
it wasn't-
Memphis
you
Grizzlies
weren't
are
capable
not-
of doing that.
Right.
I mean, you could not do that back in the day. I mean,
I
there
know.
wasn't enough money
Yes.
to put a team like
Well,
that. But you'd have 4 superstars and no bench.
You Right.
You don't even have enough guys to play.
Right.
Well, you had to take a significant amount of pay cut.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
it
which
had
that's
to be extremely low of
Yeah.
the money that you would receive if you was a superstar to go join. That's like me going to join Kobe and Shaq when they were at their
This
best.
is the '86 Celtics. They had some good players who played together under the old rules.
Yes.
It really did.
But look at
Were they
the
all
style
drafted
of
there?
play that they're playing.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Kevin Durant, obviously, huge free agent acquisition, but the core of the Golden State Warriors were drafted there.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that is actually good drafting and the way you would
Great
build a
draft.
team through
Yeah,
common means.
absolutely.
Kevin Durant is the outlier there, so
Just
I
elevated
don't know.
this team.
I think it's interesting, though, the idea that you said it's easier to be an elite team now because
Because
the
of
way
the
rules
money
are.
that's available. Yeah, I mean, look at how much money out there in this, what you can do with the salary cap.
Right.
And of course, you could take a penalty. If you're willing to take the penalty, you do it. If
Right.
not, you won't do it.
Right.
And we've seen the teams who are not willing.
Yes.
What do they look
What
like?
happens
They're
to
always
them?
at the bottom year after year after year, and then they struggle getting superstar players because they're not willing to go over the salary cap.
Right.
The teams that are willing to do so, this is what we have. So it's like we're talking about, oh, they're doing this. Well, they're capable. They're allowed to.
Right.
It's legal. It's not illegal, and they're taking advantage of it.
Praise to them. They are a very, very good team.
Right.
In this area of basketball, they're considered a great team.
Yeah.
But we can't say that they're the greatest.
Yeah.
Not yet.